Hello and welcome back to video 3 out of 4, all about confidence and eczema. If you struggle with your confidence because of eczema, then this is the perfect video to watch, as well as my previous 2 videos, which I'm going to put into the chat, and also the final video, which will be coming out next week. Just to introduce myself, my name is Trudy. As well as this channel, I also have a blog and I'm on social media, Facebook and Instagram, where you can find out a lot more about myself and about Deeper Than Eczema. So in this video, I'm going to be talking about flare-ups and how when we have an eczema flare-up, how that affects our eczema and how that can dampen our confidence. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to talk a bit about myself and my personal story before getting into some advice and tips. So I've literally been up, down, left, right, northeast, southeast, northwest, southwest, basically every single angle, I think, when it comes to going through an eczema flare up. And you know, when we do have flare ups, it's disheartening. You know, not only, you know, are we frustrated and, you know, we're trying to fight and sort out the skin condition, it just makes us feel absolutely awful. It just makes us feel absolutely crap, and then we don't want to do anything, and we don't want to go anywhere, we don't want to see anyone. And this is where things like, you know, depression, anxiety and all those things, you know, kick in. So, you know, it's very important not only, you know, just to manage the skin condition, but also to manage our stress levels and, you know, just to remain confident during those times as well. So, personal stories. So I have spoken about these more in detail in previous videos, and those links are going to be below in the description. So I'm just going to touch them as briefly as possible as a summary. So going back to 2012, oh God, that seems like ages ago. I just realised 2012 was 12 years ago. Wow. Anyway, sorry, went a bit off track there. So just getting back on track, sorry. So 2012, I just finished my university studies and I was completely stressed. And I remember I had very bad eczema on my legs from the knee downwards, and it was to the point where it was, you know, warm red, weeping. You know, I struggled to walk. I was on antibiotics for 3 weeks. And you know what, thinking about that whole experience, I actually surprised that I wasn't hospitalised, you know, with sepsis or something like that, because it was actually really, really bad. You know, I couldn't walk, I couldn't wear tight clothes, you know. It was a pain. It was awful. But when I think about confidence in that time, back then, I'm not going to lie, it was very, 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 very difficult to remain confident while going through all that. But I think what got me through was probably the fact that I was aiming to finish my degree. I was determined to finish that degree. And I did finish that degree and I graduated. And I think that was, yeah, I think that was the main thing. I think that was the confidence, that what kept me going. The fact that I was going through such a struggle with my skin and I got there. So I think having that confidence that despite everything going on, that I was working towards an end goal and I got there, that was what kept me confident during that time frame. So I think the key is perseverance as well as resilience. So having a perseverance and being resilient helps us when going through a flare up and having confidence. Fast forward now to 2016, and yeah, I'm not going to go too much into detail. I've got 2 videos fully explaining about what happened to me in 2016. Terrible story. But when I think about confidence and that, during that time, again, resilience was what kept me confident, and the perseverance as well, because once I was out of that previous accommodation where I had to move out, where I felt discrimination following the eczema, and once I moved on, I knew that I got through that bad period and challenge in my life, and that I finally got there. And what kept me going as well was people in the support network that I had around me. There were some good people in my life then, some of which were still who are still present in my life today. But I think the support network of people that I had really helped when it came to building all my confidence and remaining confident. And also faith. During that time frame, not only was there a network of people I could turn to and talk to and have that comfort from, but also having that faith and having a belief in God, and that I was able to just go from within and, you know, just pray just to get through that period. So I think those were the main bits of confidence that got me through that period of my life. And that was how, despite the challenges and everything that was going on, how I still remained confident while going through that particular eczema flare up. I'm going to wind a bit forward now in my life to the pandemic era. So I've unfortunately have caught COVID a few times, and each time that I've had COVID, it's aggravated and it's flared up the eczema. Not to a great extent where I need antibiotics, etc. But it was to a point where I did become self-conscious because there was this rashes all over my body and my face. And I think on one of my previous videos, actually, there's a video of me where I was sitting in my local park. Trying to remember what video it was I was talking about, but I literally just filmed that video as I just got over COVID. And I remember at the beginning of the video, I said, I feel a bit self-conscious. I've just got over COVID. I don't know why I'm filming, but I'm filming anyway. This is the reality. This is me. So just thinking about that, I think I just got to the reality. And, you know, despite the flare-up, that's an example of where I just went out and did it anyway. So when I shot that video, I was kind of like, yeah, I got a bit of rash on my face. You can probably see. Yeah, I had COVID. So, yeah, I'm getting over it. Hey-ho. I'm still filming and I'm here. This is me. So I think just having the confidence of, yeah, I had a flare-up. So what? I'm still going to film. I'm still going to be here for my viewers. I think that was a good thing, and that basically boosted me up quite a lot. So that's just, you know, my personal stories when it comes to me having a flare up and trying to manage my confidence levels at the same time. So based on my personal experience, I think the key things to remember and the key things to reflect on is that when you have an eczema flare up, remind yourself that flare ups are temporary. They're not forever. It will be there and it will go. It may take a long time. It may not be overnight. It may be a week. It may be a month. It may be a season. But I think a reminder that it's temporary and that it will soon pass will build up on your confidence levels, and it will build up on your resilience as well. And my next point is the support network, I think, is really important. Now, unfortunately, not everyone out there is supportive, and even people, you know, who you think are your good family members or your good friends, are not always going to be a great support work. But if you do, you know, have some genuine friends, some genuine family, then, you know, you're blessed. If you've got people around you that will support you and that will guide you through all the way when going through the flare-up, so you can obviously you can lean on that and look to that to build up your confidence, and that's good. Then that's a good thing if you've got that. So having a good support network is great, and it also helps you actually when we go through times like this, who your real friends are. So it's also a lesson learned as well. Good networks, good support makes you really learn who your friends are. The next point I'm going to say is professional help. Now, this can be a bit difficult because I think I did mention in the previous videos about negative times when visiting like GPs and dermatologists when it comes to skin treatment, and that can be down-putting. So my recommendation is still that, but I think at the same time be mindful that they're not always friendly and they're not always professional, and this is just from personal experience. So I think seek it, but also be mindful as well that it may not be the best. And don't forget other avenues as well, building up confidence and mental health. So that could mean, for example, seeking professional help from a mental health perspective. So this could mean having some sort of therapy, CBT, cognitive behavioural therapy is quite good, because obviously you've got negative thoughts and then you learn how to switch it into the positive thoughts, and that will help. And there's also many holistic you know, types of therapy and treatments out there which, you know, can help us build a confidence at the same time. And, you know, according to research, some of these holistic approaches can even help with healing and things like that. So you never know, you could actually seek it and you could actually see some healing, which is good, and then we'll be even more confident. And then finally, if possible, I know that obviously when I was talking about eczema on my legs, it was difficult to do tasks, but if you can, it's still possible, do things you enjoy. If you do your activities and the hobbies that you enjoy to take your mind off things, that also helps us to be confident while going through flare-up seasons as well. So I really hope that my stories and my tips have helped you to be confident while going through an eczema flare-up. Thank you again for watching, and I will look forward to seeing you in my final video on eczema confidence, which will be about other people and comments which they may say to us. So take care, and I'll see you in the next video.